passion for pro football is not the excuse of for their love of the game down through the generations.
Well, you ready for the big game, Christian?
Are you excited? Cool.
In Green Bay, where football is family, Leonard Liebmann, his son Mike, and grandson Eric Haas are teaching their newest generation about the Packers.
I think they're going to throw again.
See what's going to happen on this one. Oh, look at him throw that thing. Beautiful. That far, he improvises more than anybody I've ever seen. It's a great thing to sit here with these two boys, to have them come into Lambeau Field and be sure that it gets into their system at an early age. Great-grandpa tells you a little bit what it's all about, and what I don't tell you about, Uncle Mike and your dad tells you, huh? Isn't that right? Sure it is, boys.
Just ask him who's number one.
Who's number one?
Who is?
Who's number one?
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre. You bet.
Yeah.
You bet.
Who stinks?
The Bears.
The
That's
Bears
right.
stink. Absolutely.
Down through the years, the history of the Packers and this family are intertwined.
You got to go back to the beginning. My great-grandfather played for the Packers for one day, made it through one scrimmage, broke his collarbone. That was it. He was on the board of directors for years and years and years and years. As a family, we've been here since the beginning.
I saw my first Packer game when I was 7 years old. I'm 86, so I've seen a few of it. Come on, baby! Maybe I'm using the wrong word here, but it's like a bad infection. It just infects, and boy, it hits you. And you can't get rid of it.
You're either cheering together or cussing together, one
Well,
or two.
I'll tell you what, we don't do, I don't do too much of that. I'm too old now. Oh, baloney.
Don't be spoofing there. We've seen you in action.
Oh, yeah?
We've seen those footstools fly in the living room at home.
There it is. You got to touch him. Even if he's down on the ground, he gets up, he can run, and that's just what he did. How dumb can you get?
Sunday was always a big day. Sunday was the day that we went to early mass, and Father Gale would skip through the sermon and get us out of there early, and we'd get out here so that Dad could see the water boys warm up. I mean, that was important to see how the guys were punting.
Josh Bidwell looks awfully good out there on the punting. He's going to be the punter. There's no getting away from him. Bidwell punting back, snap is good, follow through,
Good kick.
up in the sky, hang time, hang time.
Ooh, Schrader cut.
Schrader, that a baby. You give him an opening, he's gone.
Packer games was something that we always did together. We go down to Van Abel's after the games and gather for a family-style chicken dinner.
Look at all the food. You can't eat all the food they put out here.
It gives you a chance to not only discuss the football game, but just catch up on the news of the family. So what your children have been doing, your grandchildren. That's the thing that the Packer experience does.
This am homemade.
It's an excuse to get together and not only enjoy the football, but enjoy each other and the things that are happening in each other's lives.
What does it say down here on this white thing?
Clark Hinkle, inducted to the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame in 1972.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. What do you think of that, Keaton? Pretty neat, huh?
In tracing the history of the team, years of shared family memories resurface.
How many of these guys do you know personally? Would you remember Star when you first came here?
Oh, sure. I remember when he used to come to dinner over at the house. And I remember going to practice. I remember being in his office. And in fact, right where that picture was taken. They're the type of people that you look up to, especially as a kid.
This is a program from the first game you took me to, back in 1952, the Bears versus the Packers.
Yeah.
That was at Old City Stadium.
That's right. You're right.
You got a lot of bang for the buck, too. You could get into the game, a beer and a program for a buck.
Yeah.
The family also stood witness at the Packers' most memorable game.
It's cold.
I can remember the famous Ice Bowl game. I sold programs here. And although I was here, I'll be quite honest with you, I spent most of my time in the men's john, because that was the only place where it was warm enough to breathe.
He may have left the stand to warm up, but his father stayed put.
I didn't have a seat. All I had was that stack of programs.
Yeah, well, that's your fault.
Well, no, it was your fault, because you didn't give me a seat to the
Well,
game.
what do you expect me to do? I can't put a gun to somebody. Give me your seat. This place is full, and people are all bundled up, but they're staying until the end.
Well, they stayed till the end because they couldn't move.
Oh yeah, they can move all right.
And the Green Bay Packers are going to be world champions.
Hey, baby, Bubba, work hard, boys, work hard. Be sure you don't overtax the bike, huh?
I am too.
For this family, devotion to their team is the birthright that binds one generation to the next.
Pepperoni and the cheese. Pepperoni the second time.
Things that they're going to learn is the history of the Packers, how it all relates within our family also. They're going to have a part in them, part of the Packers. You know, they'll feel it inside them.
They'll grow up in their system just like great-grandpa did. It'll be part of their lives.